What's up, everybody? Welcome back to youtube.com/regulargamingguys. That's about as far as I got as far as the intro goes. This is going to be a review of, a review roundup for the month of September, all the games that we played. Of course, over on twitch.tv/regulargamingguys_. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and on Sundays. During the week, that's 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. But we played all these games over there on our Twitch channel, and right now we're going to sit down and talk about them, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about them, and not really do... This isn't intended to be like a kind of like a professional, like, you know, in-depth review of the games and, like, you know, mechanics and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a general purpose overview of what we actually liked about the game. It's going to be very akin to what me and Mitch did for Splitgate and what we did for Back 4 Blood for the beta. So just a way to, you know, provide more content to the to our, you know, various channels and various platforms and everything like that. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Come over, follow us on Twitch, and hang out with us over there. Brandon, this guy right here is my co-host. How the hell are you, bro?
Hey guys. Man, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing very well. Very excited, man. About the door dashing thing I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty crazy. I'm still thinking about that because it kind of makes me feel some type of way. Anyways, overall, dude, I'm a hype, man. I'm hype. I'm ready to talk about some Kino with you because I love watching you play. It's fucking actually really dope. Yeah. Other than that, dude, I just been. I don't know, man. Playing
just kind of vibing. Just vibing.
That's all I got, man. I mean, I've been playing DEATHLOOP, bro. You know, I'm playing DEATHLOOP. If there's any time to squeeze in games, like in the past week, it's been a week since I had it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if I had any time, it's been mostly going into DEATHLOOP.
Yeah. So for purposes and kind of an outline thing, we're going to be talking about Tales of Arise, Kina, and DEATHLOOP. I had a chance to play both Kina and Tales and Death. I played all three of them. Brandon has played DEATHLOOP, and we're going to be talking about DEATHLOOP's the big one. We're going to be talking about that one together. It's a lot that we wanted to discuss there. So I'll kind of just like kick off, and, you know, excuse me for like looking at my phone as much as I am. All my notes are, of course, on my phone. I might start with Tales, I guess. I think I'm gonna start with Tales. So Tales of Arise, if you didn't know, it's another one of those, another one of the games from the Bandai. I keep doing Namdai. Words difficult. Bandai Namco. It's another one from Bandai Namco. It's part of the, obviously, the Tales of series. It's for the 25th or came out right before the 25th anniversary. Overall scores right now, Metacritic's got it sitting at a 87 out of 100. Of course, that's the collection of everybody. GameSpot's got it a 7 out of 10. IGN's got it a 9 out of 10. I personally, I think if I had to give it an overall score, I think I'd be right up there in that 7 to 8 range. I think it is really, really good. I think it is really, really good, but there are things that kind of hold back from it. The biggest thing that holds it back for me, and I'll start with the negatives because I think I have a lot more positives than I do negatives. The thing that kind of holds it back for me is the grindiness of the game. And of course, you know, when you think about like a JRPG or whatever, you kind of think about the grind. You know what I mean, Brandon? And you know, traditionally you have those grinds, and Tales, from what I remember, you know, Tales has kind of always had, you know, grindy elements to them, but this one for some reason really stuck out to me and really just like kind of bothered me. And I think the reason why it bothered me as much as it did is because if you go into like the DLC section of the menus and everything, there's an option to get like double XP for a certain amount of time. And so you could, you know, buy these consumables to get double XP to like run for a certain amount of time. I think that's like egregious.
That's weird. I didn't know I had that. What the fuck?
Like if it wasn't
for the kind of game it is, it's like,
exactly.
I thought it was just a straight up story game. Like, why? You know, like you're, dude, the game that you just recently beat,
Scarlet Nexus.
Death Note? No, not Death Note, you stupid. No,
Scarlet Nexus? Not Scarlet Nexus?
Oh,
Death's Door,
dude. I thought it was like that. It was like linear. You got some grind, you know, to get your character built, but it's like nothing like that where you need double XP. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, no, it's like
the
story. I mean, the story is like essentially like a straightforward. Not straightforward. Essentially, it is a straightforward linear narrative, and like, you know, you're going from just point A to point B, but like the combat. the combat I like, because the combat is like it's one of those things where it's just deep enough to where if you really want to dig into it and really want to understand, like there's like full like combo guides on all over YouTube for the various different characters. And, you know, I should probably preface this and say this, that like the, you know, in the game you've got a party of, I think by the end of it you end up with a party of 5, and you can switch between any character at any given time during combat. And what's cool about it is that every single character feels very different from, you know, the next one. So like Alphen, which is the main character, he doesn't feel anything like, you know, Law, who is more, or Alphen is more of a sword user, Law is more like martial arts, hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that. But even like comparing comparing sword users, I can't remember the prince's name, but it's one of the princes from the third area that you go to. Yes, the third area that you go to, you end up getting him. He feels completely different than Alphen because they just have different, you know, abilities and everything. And I lost my train of thought, but no, the combat system in it is really cool. And so like, you know, grinding isn't annoying until you start to like really realize how much XP you're getting per like boss fight and per battle, if that makes sense. And like when I say that, I'm talking like fights that used to get me like 100 XP end up getting me like 2 by the time I've reached the person's level. You know what I mean? So like if they're a couple of slots ahead of me, so like I'm 15, they're 20. No, it all just like, yeah. So you can quickly overpass or surpass the character or the enemies that you're fighting.
You're sitting there.
Yeah, you're sitting there like. Oh. So like,
make your person more powerful, but it just takes time, too much time. Damn, that's crazy.
An insane amount of time.
Can you replay like bosses? Can you go back and fight bosses again?
No.
Okay.
No, it's one of those, once it's done, it's done. I don't know if there's areas. Yeah, you can go back to like, so once you like pass a certain spot, you can go back. So like for instance, there's not a grand dragon. There's some Omega boss that you can meet in the beginning of the game. That's like a side quest for you or whatever. You meet him in the beginning of the game. You obviously can't fight him. He's like level 42. When you first get Alphen, I think Alphen's like level, I want to say level 9, level 10. I want to say that's where he starts, but he's not strong at all. You know, he's obviously not nowhere near strong enough. Like I tried to fight him and like I wasn't even remotely able to do any kind of damage. Like he one-shotted me and killed me. But no, so you can go back, and it does kind of like allow you to go back and find these other places and find these other bosses. So like for instance, once I get to like, you know, level 40, I'll probably go back and try to fight him and face him to clear out that side quest mission and everything like that. But there was one boss in between the second and third area, that one like side mystery boss or whatever, that I went back, and he was like, when I first met him, he was also overpowered. It was one of the squid things. But when I went back, I, you know, leveled up, finished the second area, then went back and fought him again. I fought him and was able to beat him like no problem or whatever. But no, the grindiness is probably my biggest complaint of that game. Aside from that, bro, everything else about that game is wonderful. I love the characters. I love the characters to an extent. Of course, like it's anime as hell, which I really enjoy, but at the same time there's like anime tropes about it. It's my love that I have for anime is the reason why, you know, I love the characters or whatever. So there's things that I have to excuse. Like if you go back and watch some of the playthroughs that the playthrough that we did on Twitch, there are moments where like the dialogue and the delivery is a little off and a little weird, but like you kind of just like chalk it up to it being like an anime like dub, and it's just how anime dubs are sometimes. They're like things don't exactly translate one to one, so it's a little strange. But they changed one thing around this time, a couple things around this time. I am kind of all over the place. I'm sorry. I realize. Sorry for that. They changed a couple things from like from other Tales games, where in traditional Tales games you have, so in all of them you have these things called arts, and traditionally arts are used, they use up CP, or not CP, excuse me, MP, which is your magic points, like they would with like what they would with any like JRPG game. And this
I always
one
thought it was magic power.
It probably is magic power, to be honest with you. It might be magic power, it might be points. I usually think of
you just went off a health point. So
well, because Pokemon isn't
JRPG in forever.
I'll say, isn't Pokemon like PowerPoint?
Dude, you know what's crazy?
Isn't that what the PPs are? The PPs for Pokemon or whatever. Anyway,
it might be. That's just crazy.
Anyway, so they switched out the MP points for something called CP and your skill, your art points. And so you get by default, you get 3 art points and you get just the CP. Now the CP is used for environmental, like exploring environmental areas, and for healing. So you have one pool of points that everybody gets to use for healing and whatever. So you can designate one person to be a healer. Like I was designating pretty much just Shion to be my my main healer, and so like she would be the one to like dish out the different heals, all that kind of stuff, blah blah blah. Which is kind of cool because it takes away. I now don't have to sacrifice healing for more powerful attacks, if that makes sense. Where, in traditional, for me anyway, in traditional RPG games, when I become dependent on like my magic stuff or my magic casting and everything, and my arts, my arts abilities and everything, I have to be worried about, well, damn, if I use this. Kingdom Hearts is a great example. Kingdom Hearts 2 to be specific. In that game, when you use the cure spell, you get rid of, like, you lose all of your magic points, so you can't do any kind of magic based skill like at all after you use that. Whereas in this game, if it was something similar to this, that would be the points that you would use to cure yourself in that game would be different than the points you use to like set different skills. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Kinda. I don't know. Like I'm a little lost because I'm like, where I'm trying to figure out where it ties back in with Kina. Like, what's Kina doing? That's
I'm talking about
like
Tails.
JRPGs. I know you are, but I'm just like, I thought you were about to bring it back around to Kina. I thought you were comparing it to something Kina was doing or something. I don't.
Oh no! I was just talking about Tails. I was talking about Tails. I was talking about Tails the whole time.
And you got me to a point where like I was listening to you tell me about JRPGs and it was fucking my brain up. And you're like, oh, how's Pokemon do it? And I'm like, dude, I haven't played a fucking JRPG in so long. Like, and I always forget that Pokemon is pretty much a fucking JRPG, bro.
It is essentially a JRPG.
Dude. I think the last one was Final Fantasy VII, and I only put like 45 minutes into it.
Original or remake?
The remake. And I feel like I fucking loved all the 45 minutes I put into it. I don't know why I haven't went back. That shit was fun. That was funner than like most JRPGs that don't really hook me. Like, for the most part, JRPGs don't really hook me. Mm-hmm. Because of what you were just talking, the grindiness, bro. And I don't think I don't want to invest that time, because then that'll end up being the only game I end up playing like forever, because I'll just keep wanting to go back. I don't think I have control.
The grind, like the grind is bad, but everything else around the grind makes it kind of worth it in the end, because like, while yes, the boss, like the battles aren't like necessarily scaling and everything, but they're not scaling with you as you level up and everything. Damn it, I did it again. I lost my train of thought. As you're not like, even though they're not leveling up and scaling with you or whatever, like it's the combat is still fun. You're still enjoying yourself. You're still having fun, like with the like figuring out, oh, okay, it
looks fun.
If I do this, if I do this, and this, then I can add this art onto it to continue the combo, to continue going on to the to the next thing and everything, or to the next like more powerful attack, to activate my boost strike, to do this, to do that. Overall, I will say I really enjoyed my time with Tales of Arise. I thought that game was I thought it was really good. If you haven't already, definitely go check it out. I think right now it's $60 everywhere. I know it's on everything, so definitely go check it out, go try it out, and have fun, and come back and let us know what you guys think. Brandon, you brought it up, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. Kina.
Okay. Yeah.
So not to that way I don't like mind fuck you this time.
Okay. No.
I feel like I really man. I really feel like I fucked you up there. No, Kina's good, man. Kina. What's up?
Nothing, dude. I thought we were talking about Kina, and it fucked my brain up for real. I don't know. I'm sorry. Go on, man. Tell me about Kina.
You're good.
Tell me about your time with Kina.
Kina is a lot of fun. I haven't finished it yet. I am at the last final stage of everything. We played it on Tuesday and I really goofed. I thought I was gonna be able to beat it in the final boss like we were talking about before. It did this really weird thing where not weird. I guess I understand how or why it did it, but I don't like the fact that it did it. Essentially what happens is you get to the final boss, the boss has phases, obviously, and so you fight him in the first phase. He takes away all of your powers. You then are sent to this next realm where you have to fight like this bigger monster or whatever. Fight the big monster, go to the next portal, fight a wave of enemies. Slowly start getting your powers back one by one. And it's just I don't like it because I got so used to playing a specific way and using like specific skill sets at specific moments. And because they took everything away from me, I wasn't able to get back to do that. I wasn't able to do that at all. But no, Kina is a lot of fun. From the puzzle solving, from the level design, from the character animations, like all of it, I thoroughly enjoyed. This one is done by Ember Labs. It's their first game. Come to find out, these guys started out as a animation studio. I was unaware of that. But it makes sense when you look at like their cutscenes and how they're movies. No, no. So they did the Majora's Mask. I forget the name of it, but it's a Majora's Mask fan film that they were responsible for, that they helped, like, I guess they helped animate with. But you can tell that they used to be an animation studio just based off like the cutscenes. I will say it's a little jarring. It's does that like classic thing, like I say classic, but I mean like PS2, GameCube, like that era classic thing as far as like how the cutscenes go. You know how nowadays most cutscenes try to get you as immersed in the game as possible, and they go from usually go from gameplay straight to cutscene. Like they all kind of look, everything kind of all looks the same. Well, because of the way the cutscenes are animated and the way that they look, and they're different from the gameplay, you have that weird thing where like a moment will happen, you get a quick load screen, and then the cutscene happens.
That's weird. I mean?
Yeah, so it's a little strange.
That's fucking weird.
But to make it even more weird, then there's times where like you'll get a cutscene, you'll go from the cutscene, like it'll start to wrap up, and then like the letterbox bars will rise up and open up, and then like you're back into the gameplay. And so when those moments happen, I will say they do feel somewhat seamless, but when the big cutscenes happen, it is a little bit jarring to go from one thing to the next. This game is very much like Legend of Zelda. It is, a lot of people are comparing it to Legend of Zelda. So I mean, it's essentially, when you're thinking about gameplay, if you're thinking about is this game for me, think classic like Legend of Zelda area. I was watching, whose review was I watching earlier? I was listening to GameSpot review the game, and they brought up a really good point about how the way games used to work is you would be given this overworld area, you'd be locked off by certain spots, you would go to your first spot, get some powers, get some abilities, go to the next, like come back to the main overworld, then the new abilities and new powers that you have, you can now go back and unlock the next area, and it's like that loop over and over and over again. And I don't know if it's because, I personally don't know if it's because like of the, excuse me, hold on, I'm trying to, let me do this real quick. That's cool.
Damn,
copy.
That sounds almost like a Metroidvania. Or
it is. It's a Metroidvania light, I will say. Like it is
what Zelda is.
Yeah, exactly.
Zelda should fall in that same category because they do the same exact thing like you're explaining right now.
Exactly. And so like it's
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Long story short, Kana's a lot of fun. Right now, the reviews for Kana are sitting at, IGN's got it at an 8 out of 10, Metacritic's got it at 82 out of 100, and GameSpot's got it at a 9 out of 10. I would probably be up there with it at about a 9, 8 or 9. Ooh. There are issues as far as like storytelling goes, and you can definitely tell that it is like this studio's very first game. Oh shit, hold on. My bad. My bad.
Before
for it to be a new studio
coming out with like, you would call this a AA game, right? Not a AAA, and not like an indie. This is a AA game, right?
Oh, 100%.
Right
100%.
there. Dude, 100%. We don't get a lot of those. And like, they are almost always solid. They are solid. You know, like, you know what you're getting out of it. Maybe they'll have their like negatives. You know, you're going to give them the negatives that they have, especially being the first time studio.
Yeah, and like some of the negatives, some of the things that keep it back from being a 10 out of 10 is definitely the fact that it is still it's on loop, right? Yeah, it is still like they are a newer studio, and it is like their first game and everything. So like the upgrade system isn't exactly as in depth as you would want it to be. The power system isn't exactly like
quality of life.
Yeah. Like we were talking about the other day.
New day and age games have that. You're like, hey,
this just doesn't have
on that. Yeah, you're a little behind. These are like old tactics or whatever.
But it feels great. But everything else about it feels great. It's and that's just speaks to the quality of the game. Is that like, even though it doesn't have some of those like quality of life things, I can still look past it, still really enjoy it, and I definitely think it's a strong 9 out of 10. There are, like I said, there's things there that are missing that make it a 10 out of 10, but I definitely think it's a lot of fun. And that right now, it is a PS5 exclusive, and you can get it on PC as well. But definitely go check that out. Y'all give it a try.
Can I give you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you consider this a Game of the Year nominee? A Game of the Year nominee?
Ooh, that's a good question. Out of the stuff that I have played this year, yes. Out of everything that I played this year that I've played this year that I've completed on stream, I would say yes. I'd say it's close. Now if we were talking about being in a year where we had something like put it in 2018. I'll put it this way: if we put it into the year 2018, it's definitely not even a contender. It's not even close to being a contender.
The type of year that we're having, which was like almost what it was last year, right?
Yeah.
During this like kind of like any game's up for grabs. There's no definitive like, hey, look at this game,
Yeah, because definitely
out of like everything that's came out.
Out of everything that's coming out so far, I definitely think that this is 100%. This is 100% is a contender for this year. The story is so good, bro. The story was. I'm about to start gushing over now because I'm thinking more and more about it and everything. The story for it was so good. I really fell in love with I fell in love with the idea of who Kana is, because essentially she's a spirit guide, and not essentially, she is a spirit guide, and she guides spirits that are having trouble moving on from this realm to the next. And so you're going around, and these 3 different characters that you meet all have such fascinating stories as to like why exactly they can't move on. The first one really, really, really resonated with me. It was an older brother who, whose parent, like an older brother and 2 younger siblings. They're oh man, it's good. But anyway, their parents die. The brother ends up not being able to take care of the siblings. He gets all sad. He ends up dying, and it's just like his regret and his sadness for not being able to hold on to his siblings is what keeps
the story sounds amazing.
I would be, bro.
I gotta try this game out.
I'm excited for number 2. I'm excited. Like if they decide to do a sequel to this, I'm excited to see where they go.
Or PlayStation exclusive game?
I believe it's a PlayStation exclusive. But you can also get it on PC.
Oh,
the story is really, really good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. This is one of those games where like I knew it was coming, and like I wasn't really looking too much or following it too much, and then when I got it and I played it, I was like, oh shit, this is
good. Bro, they nailed the art style, man. It's crazy. Like games don't always have to be like realistic looking, you know what I mean? Like to show how good a game looks. This game looks amazing for the art style it was putting out, bro. This looks really good. Look at this. This looks like like you were saying, a Pixar movie, bro. This is amazing. You're playing.
It's great, man. It's great. And once you get into like the flow and the rhythm, much like another game that we're getting ready to talk about. Once you get into the flow and the rhythm of the combat and everything, and Brandon, that's why I got upset with the final boss sequences, because to me,
is he the final boss? That guy right there?
Yeah,
no.
He is.
He is?
Yeah.
Bro, that dude looks so cool.
That
dude looks so cool.
But once you get to the final boss, to me, I thought the whole
asshole.
I thought the whole point of the game was to find this flow state with your abilities, at least from a gameplay perspective, is to find this flow state with your abilities and using this to match that, to take out that power, do that thing.
Everything you've learned and acquired through your whole journey of the game was going to be, tested at the very end.
Exactly.
As a boss fight usually is.
Exactly.
But they strip you naked.
They take everything from you, bro.
And then they tell you to work.
Everything from you, bro.
And they're telling you find a way to win. So.
Exactly. And I was just so sad.
Here's a way to think of it. I don't know. It kind of sounds stupid, but I don't know, man. Is there a core thing in the game where that's what you were stuck with for the longest, and it's here's some other stuff you can maybe add. I don't know. I can't even defend this thing. I don't fucking know. Well, I was just thinking, is there a core value of the game of how they were in kind of trying to teach you how to play somehow? I don't know. You said they took your bow away too?
No, so you keep your bow, you keep the bombs, and you keep your staff, but they take away the rot.
All the stats.
They take away the rot, which the rot you use to do power shots.
Do they fight for you? They fight for you?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What is this? Pikmin, bro? God.
And just so everybody knows, the rot are the little black things that are, that you see in all the videos that are running around and everything.
Here's the question. Did you see if you can max out how many can follow you?
Yeah.
And do you know what's the max? What is the max?
Right now I'm at 65. I want to say the max. I want to say the max is 100.
Does the PC or not PC? I'm sorry, goddamn. Does the PlayStation not chug when it's there's too many of these things out here, bro? I played it on
PC, so I can't say.
Oh, you're on PC. Okay.
I played on PC, so I can't say if it's that on PlayStation.
Because this starts getting crazy on screen. You got all these things trying to animate. Oh my god.
But I will say, I know on PC settings and the graphic settings, you can set it to where you turn off the the number of rot that are there. You can pull back how many rot actually show up and just kind of go from there. Oh yeah, no, I was run it all, bro. Give it all to me.
My friends. And guess what? I know them all, first name basis. I know every one of them.
Hey, listen. So you got the first one that you meet. The first one you meet is tiny. He's this tiny little blue one. I call him Tubbs. That's the Tubbs family, bro. That's Tubbs, bro. That's little Tubbs. That's little Tubbs. And then when you meet the first regular size one, that's big Tubbs. And then everyone from then on out is just big tubs.
Different variants of tubs. Big tubs. different variants of tubs at this point.
You also
this one's butts is tubs backwards. He's a rare one. He's a rare one. I can pick him out of all these guys.
It's like Assy McGee.
Assy McGee. Oh shit! I forgot that was a show. Oh my god!
But no, you get the ability to customize their what they wear and stuff like that. So you can put little hats on them. And I was looking at there was a couple streams ago. On them? Yeah, bro. So there's a couple of them where I'm looking at it.
Game.
I'm like, man, I feel like right now, we got a lot of dudes here. We need to kind of diversify. And what's so funny about it is, as soon as I said that, the next little treasure chest that I found that I opened up had a little bow that came out of it. It was a little red bow.
Aww.
And I was like, all right, we got Tubset and Tubset 1 and Tubset 2. It's listen. So out of the whole 65 Tubbs family, there's only 2 girls there. Don't ask me how that works. Ask the Smurfs. That's what I was thinking of. But no, definitely the Kena, excuse me, is definitely a game of the year contender to answer your original question. I think so. From exploration, gameplay, all that stuff, I thought it was really good. And I have Mitchell's graphic right here, or not graphic, but I have Mitchell's review categories up, and I definitely completely forgot to mention them at all. So we'll do that on the next one. Mitchell's the review categories that Mitch brought up.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I forgot to do that for both Tails and for Kana.
Okay. Well, I mean, you gave the overall, and for the most part, you said everything about it. But you guys were ranking like every category. Is that what you guys were doing? Prior?
Yeah, so we had the 4 categories. So if y'all watch the other reviews that we've done, we've got 4 different categories: gameplay, aesthetics, game modes, and
you guys did
overall quality of the game. We've valued, or we grade them all based off a 1 to 10 scale, with 10 being the best. Yeah, we've kind of gone through the whole thing. I would say gameplay wise, I'd give it a 10. The gameplay itself, gameplay itself would be 9 out of 10. Aesthetic, that's a 10 out of 10. Obviously, game modes, there's only 1, so I'm not gonna grade it on that one. And quality of the game, like I said, 9 out of, that's a, an easy 9 out of 10. It's worth it, man. It is 100% worth it. The game is 100% worth it. And the dope thing about it is it's only like, I want to say it's like 20 to 30, or not 20, excuse me. It's like 30 or $40. Let me not, misquote people, or mislead people. 20 to $30, and it's 100%. I think it's worth it, bro. I think it's worth it.
Regular ranking guys out here.
Yeah, right.
God damn. You heard it here first. Oaks.
Last, but certainly not least, the game that everybody is talking about, saying that it's their fucking game of the year.
For the past
IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. GameSpot gave it a 10 out of 10. At Metacritic, it's sitting at an 88 out of 100. Brandon, tell me how the hell Deathloop is.
Bro, Deathloop. If you've played any arcane game that has been put out, so if you played any Dishonored 2, if you played Prey, I haven't played Prey, but I heard good things about Prey, and Wolfenstein. If you've played any of those, this game is it. This is like an accumulation of everything they had put into this game right here. This game is amazing, man. Really fun. Like, I was going to say one of the best stealth games this year.
Yeah.
But I can't like judge what Hitman 3 was, because I didn't play any of the levels. But if it's anything like the first 2, that's a pretty good stealth game too. But I would say for a first person shooter, being more so called a stealth game, this is it right here, man. This game is fun as fuck. Very fun, man. I love first person shooters, man. So playing games like this that has the same, set rules of what a first person shooter is, gun in your hand, the gun has to feel good, or, in this case, the guns feel good, it's weird to explain. If you played arcane games, the guns do feel good, but in their own way, like it's different. Like, I don't even use too much guns in this. I use more of the powers, and I use the machete more than anything else, but it feels like really fucking good. And if I do use a gun, it still does feel good. But like, I don't know, just running around, you have powers. So the whole concept of the game, if you don't know, is your character's name is Colt, and you're stuck in a loop. So, which means you go 3 whole days, or you go
4 different
3 whole days. It's 4 different.
It's one day.
It's 1 day.
4 different cycles.
3 different cycles of the day. After the cycle ends, you go back to where you started at the very beginning of the game, and if you have collected the currency they're using within the game, is called Residium. Throughout that course of your playthrough, you pick and choose what do you want to take with you for that next cycle, for the next full day, which is 4 different time periods of that day.
Yeah.
You will spend the Residium to keep whatever you can. So if let's say you die multiple times and you did not get to spend any Residium throughout a play, you're not bringing that with you for the next play. You're going bare bones all over again. Yeah,
and listening to what was it, IGN's review on it, they call it temporal Metroidvania more than a roguelike. Because when people talk about this game, when people usually talk about this game, you talk about the idea of a loop and the concept of starting the whole day over again. You think about roguelikes and the runs that you have, and like trying to get the perfect set of gear to get to the end of the map, to go to the next level, to just survive as long as you can, pretty much. And in this one, it is and Brandon, I think that's what it was. That took me a minute to kind of understand that. That's not the point of the game. Like, that's not how you should be playing the game. And it wasn't until, you talked about the, the Residium and everything. And this was, for me, it was even like before the Residium, there was a moment where I'm playing the game, you have these 8 different enemies. Essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the perfect day to kill 8 different leaders. It's kill 8 different leaders, bosses by the end of the day. And you kill as part of like the tutorial. You go and you kill one of the bosses, and based on like after you kill that boss, you then get kicked back to the beginning of the game. I was sitting there and I was mad because like I was like, yo, they're trying to teach you about Residium. I wanted to like infuse one of these weapons before I actually like went back to like the next loop, because I knew I was gonna lose my weapon or whatever. And so I get killed, I get knocked back or whatever, and I was like, wait a second. I'm starting back at the beginning of the loop. If I go back to this specific spot, I know exactly where the gun that I was using is. I can pick that gun up, use that gun, and then keep going. And that's kind of like the idea of the game, is you pretty much learn how these areas go, and you learn about like the lay of the land, essentially, pretty much, until you figure out the proper way to go from start to finish to kill all 8 of the visionaries and everything. My bad for cutting you off. But yeah, no, that was just that was one of those moments where I was like, man, like I understand the loop now. I understand how this is supposed to work. And then once you get enough Residium, then once you start like, infusing, it then becomes less about, because I don't know about you and how you play like stealth games, but I'm very particular about how I go from point to point. I have to know, like, and it's the reason why I really enjoy the Arkham series so much, is because I think I told you this before, like, I really wished in the beginning, I really wished that this game had a detective mode, so that way you can see everybody, see what's going on, or at least a way to get like a bird's eye view, so that way I can look down, see where everybody is, mark who I need to mark, go, and then just do my thing. The cool thing with this game is that this game really allows you the ability, and it allows you the flexibility to just try shit out. Just go out and just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like figure out how you're going to get from like, you want to figure out who's here, who's there. And you'll figure that out along the way. But like, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you before you actually figure out how that works, if that makes sense. Am I explaining that good? No,
but like you're hitting it right on the nail, or you're hitting the nail on the head. You learn the fucking map pretty essentially, and which is multiple maps, because they're the same map but on different time periods. Like you'll come here in the morning, it's gonna look completely different, and you went to that same spot at night. So what they're telling you to do is learn literally that map. You learn that morning map because everything's the same. Everybody's in the same place. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but it's like you learn everything about what weapons here, what's not here, who's going to be here in the morning, who's not here in the morning. But then you learn that, and you take that knowledge with you to the next spot. And like I'm trying to get back to where Mike was talking about, goddamn, because I'm losing my train of thought. But like after you learn the map, essentially, I don't need to go there in the morning. You're not wasting your time over there. And you do know where all the enemies are, because they are set in their place.
The same spots.
But then this is where going to one of our categories, game modes, this is where this other game mode kind of comes in, where it is a multiplayer game. And if you ever played a Dark Souls game, you have the game mechanic of having an invader. You have somebody coming into your game and messing with you. You can turn that off, and you probably have set CPUs or whatever computers coming into your game still messing you up. Or you can turn on the multiplayer, and instead of being a computer, it'll be a real person coming in trying to mess with you. So you get so comfortable in one map, playing that map over and over again. You're like, all right, I know this dude's over here. These dudes like crouched down, messing with the car. There's a guy over here. I don't even have to kill them. They're not in my path or whatever. You get so comfortable knowing where everybody is. Somebody can invade your game, and that person invading your game plays a character that's actually in the story mode of the game. Her name is Juliana. She's on the opposite side of you. She does not want you to kill any of the bosses, quote unquote. So if you're in an area where there is a boss that you want to kill in that time frame, she will invade you. She has a chance of invading you. And it could be a computer if you have multiplayer turned off, but if you have it turned on, it will be a random person, you know, jumping in your game, trying to mess you up, trying to kill you. And one of the powers that she has is she can look like one of the regular NPCs and non-playable characters that are just roaming, you know, like I'm telling you earlier, you're so used to coming over. Yeah, she looks like a regular gaming guy. She over here messing with a car and stuff, and you're like, I don't gotta worry about them. But guess what? You walking away from that, she'll turn, pull out the sniper, and pop you. I don't know from experience because I have yet to be invaded. Besides the very beginning when they give you a computer Juliana jumping in your game just so you see what the invasion tactic is. After that, I have not seen anybody. But
so I will personally say that like I have had some experience with the Juliana aspect, and it is I've had the like it sounds typical, but I've had the worst case scenario. There was a moment I forget which part of the map it was, but it was I want to say it was noon. Is that a noon or afternoon? And it was the area where you go, and whatever area where you go and fight the guy that gives you the aether slab at the end of the at the end. Oh man, did we completely go away?
We did. I thought you did it on purpose to show.
No, I did not I did not mean to do that.
I should have said something a while ago.
No, man. You're good. You're good. You're good. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. That was not.
But
I repeat.
You're speaking of that dude, real quick. Just like you talking about that dude with the ether. See, I was playing, and I think I was talking to you too, but I forgot. I was talking to you for some reason, but while I was playing, and I was getting shot at, and I thought I was getting sniped by somebody invading my game as Juliana, and I was getting hype. I was like, oh, for real, we're gonna do this? All right, you know, I'm turning, and now it just automatically turned this story mode game I'm playing into Call of Duty for me. I was just like, yeah, well, let's go. You ain't gonna kill me. I got hype. Yeah. I'm sliding. I'm fucking trying to evade and stuff. I'm still getting shot at by the sniper. There's no glint. I'm looking for a glint. Goddamn Call of Duty taught me all these things, but you know, never carried on to other games, whatever. I'm over here like, where's the glint, bro? Where's the glint? And then come to find out, I see this dude. He tried to go invisible. I was like, I'm trying to go invisible. I came up on him and I meleeed the crap out of him and ended up being one of the bosses, bro. And I was like, man, I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to smoke, dude.
Copy. Oh man, hold on. I'm sorry.
That was whack. No, don't worry about it, man. But like, I mean, we're gonna go through the categories real quick. Gameplay wise, amazing. I mean, I love it. I'll give it a 10. I love the gameplay. It's just like every other Arcane Studios or Arcane Studios project that has came out. I'm worried about it. I'm worried. We're still here though. You still hear our voice, right?
Yeah, they still hear us.
Yeah, no, I give it a 10. It's amazing. It's a stealth first-person shooter. Really freaking fun. Fucking love it. It reminds me, at least the pinging and like the freeness of it, it kind of loosely reminds me of what Metal Gear Solid 5 was. Whereas like, all right, here's an area, and do what you do, bro. You know, do it however you want to do it.
Do you. Just like, do you.
Yo, and just... At first, it's like crazy because you're like, yo, I don't know. You're playing it one way, but then you start building your, you know, you spending your residium. So your dude is starting to get stacked. You're starting to get very strong. And guess what? You come back and you're strong as hell and you just fucking take out this small little base that you did at the very beginning of the game, you know, like it's nothing. Yeah. You feel super strong and it's cool. I can't really, I don't know. It's hard for me to give like a full honest review of it. To be honest review, because I haven't fully beaten it. I've probably put in maybe I want to say 2.5 to 3 hours. I think that's what it is. But from what I've played, I fucking love this game, man. I'm addicted. I'm hooked. Every time I think about playing a game, I want to play it. It's just unfortunate that I have to like sit at my desk, and sometimes I don't feel like sitting at my desk to play it because it's only on PS5 and PC.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoy playing this game a lot. God damn, I didn't even mean to do that. What the fuck?
Oh no, you're good.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're okay. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so flustered, bro. I'm flustered by what happened.
I know. Look, man, I am too. This is like new to me. But like the aesthetics of the game.
Yeah.
You know what? This is where like you can get a little nitpicky. You know, for what they were like displaying for me, I like the aesthetics. It was nice. It was a little different. It's better than like the Dishonored stuff because it's like a lot of people are very divided on what Dishonored was like for them. Because
I personally didn't like Dishonored.
Steampunky, like weird color style.
I think it's like whales, like something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Some weird whale golf, or some shit.
Yeah.
This is like the complete opposite. It's like the 60s vibe. Like that's what you're getting from this, like 60s, 70s, maybe. I don't know. Like groovy, right? Colorful.
Yeah. I never cared for this. So that's why I thought this game was so interesting to me because I was interested to play it because I never played Dishonored 1, 2, or I know this isn't related, but Thief. And that was because like I didn't care for the aesthetic. I didn't care for the aesthetic and I didn't care for the environment. It just felt too down and depressing and just, you know, it wasn't the type of game that I was looking for at the time. And, you know, playing this, it's funny because like I feel like had Dishonored not had the look that it had, I may have been more apt to play it and may have been more into playing it if Dishonored played like Deathloop, if that makes sense. At least from like, you know, mechanically. I know like obviously the loop and everything, you know, the story and everything would be different, but if the it's mechanics and all the games were all the same, I would probably really end up enjoying it.
Right on, exactly. With the powers too. I'm like mad. They pretty much made Dishonored more palatable for new people to come in and try their game. That's exactly what Deathloop is. But they added a really great story behind it as well. So yeah, you know, added their little arcane twist to it. Because to be honest, for a first-person stealth game, Dishonored 2 had like these two like really, really good levels, bro. Like I think as just someone who just enjoys playing games, I think if you would have seen the levels that they had, you would have like at least applaud them for what they did. Like that's different, bro. You haven't seen something like that really, and it's really good. I forgot the name of the levels. I remember what you do in the levels. I just don't remember the name of them. Really good. I think Titanfall 2 has something very similar to what they were doing, but I don't know if you played Titanfall 2.
I didn't play Titanfall 1. I didn't play Titanfall 2. No, I didn't play
either one of them. Good to know.
No, but you know, I guess, you know, overall, personally, I am really enjoying. I think I am at 20 plus hours, but I take away about 5 of that from just being idle because there's been times where I've left it on and have walked away from the computer for a little bit. So probably more around like the 15 mark. I don't know.
15 hours everywhere. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am. I'm thoroughly enjoying my time with it. This is another one that's I don't know. I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10. I will definitely I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I don't know if giving it a 10 out of 10 is, I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 just because it's like I'm being like spiteful. But
you have your reasons, man. You have your reasons, dude. Like you don't gotta fucking give it. I mean, a 9 is still really high. If you think about it, a 9 means that you praise this game pretty highly. So that means you enjoyed your time with it, right?
Yeah.
That's the big thing. You definitely enjoyed your time with it, right?
Yeah.
Would you go back to play it?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm definitely gonna like finish the story because I'm fascinated to finish the story. Even in 15 hours, I haven't finished just because I've been doing a lot of like snooping and, you know, investigating of the other things in the other areas. But I don't know if I will ever go back to it. But that's like mostly because it's just who I am as far as like when it comes to like, you know, game and stuff like that. Like a game, like I have to be so infatuated with the game that like I don't know. It's not on that level yet. It's not on that level yet. If that makes sense.
I ain't mad at you, man. I get it. I get it. I'm just go back to like it's funny because I'm into these kind of games. weird.
Yeah.
I'm into stealth games, man. Like, if it's not for like the normal AAA fucking, you know, multiplayer games, like, hey, I'll play Halo, Battlefield, Call of Duty, all that stuff. Take that out of the question. My next favorite games to play are stealth games all day. I'll play stealth games. And right underneath that is probably like Metrovanias to like Zelda games.
See, and that's what is, well, not technically that, you know, to speak, but to me, it's funny that this game is like focuses, or not as, I guess it doesn't focus on stealth, because it really just is kind of like, you know, I wrote it in the notes that I had. It's really one of those like 10 ways to skin a cat kind of thing. Like, you know, you can play however you want to play, do whatever you want to do, because like, you know, you taking a left on one section, in that same area, I may take the right, and I've realized that the backwards, whatever. I may have taken the right, but I may have learned the entire right route, where you have learned the entire left route, and that's just like, you know, how we're used to playing it. But like, to talk about the stealth thing, it's funny how like it, to me personally, in the beginning, it felt like it took a minute for me to get powerful, but once I got powerful enough, it was a done deal. Like everything, like I stopped caring so much about like I stopped caring about so much about getting into gunfights and like being worried that I wasn't going to be able to get out of the gunfights, because like I started to realize that, oh, I can fight my way through this if I really wanted to. And not only that, I got the cushion of the slab to pull me back to like, I've got two, I got legit,
yeah, you got
two
invisibility
tries.
and then your teleport to get you the hell out of there, right?
Well, yeah, those ones. But you also have the I can't remember what the default one that it comes with.
You're talking about reprise.
There you go. Yeah.
Three tries or whatever.
Yeah, you technically have three tries. Three tries to die, and like, so it doesn't really matter if you can get out of the gunfight. It's just a matter of you know, me pushing through and getting through or whatever. But yeah, no, I liked that aspect of it. Like once you start off kind of weak, but once you get powerful enough, you know, you can kind of just do whatever you want whenever you want in that game.
That's funny because like I kind of forgot early on about like actually each boss having a power of some sort, or like you being able to obtain more powers, because I was just stuck with the double jump and like the melee. And that's me not knowing that, you know, for a while, majority of the game, I didn't know there was like a stealth pistol. I thought, you know, the nail gun was just super weak, and then you told me that you can charge it. Yeah. And when you charge it, that's a one-shot headshot, and it's quiet. You know, it's not going to alert other enemies. So the way I was playing, I felt, regardless what they give me, I always feel kind of powerful because they don't know where I am, you know, until I let them know where I am. You know what I mean? That's how I play stealth games.
See, but
I play to a point where I'm throwing stuff to make NPCs move because I know they're bunched up together. I can take this guy out without him knowing that I'm taking that guy out. I kill that guy, and the last guy's right there, and I just murder him too. So everybody's just gone. Just because I don't know. That's just the way I think and I play when I'm doing it. I'm just like, how can I make this guy get away from his stupid little back and forth crap that he's doing? All right, I can make him do that. I just shoot the nail gun over there. He's going to go over there thinking he heard something, and that'll open me up to do other things. So overall, I always felt powerful, and then I got the powers, and I was like, oh shit, now I'm like super OP now. I can just fucking teleport. I can murder this guy, teleport out real quick. He'll turn around and be like, what the fuck? And then like, you know, that's going to break him from his side. I don't know. The powers made me feel even more OP, but like I already felt kind of OP.
The powers were the one thing that I was missing, because for me, it's like I was talking about before with when it comes to playing stealth in any game, I like to have the full scope of everything. I like to know where everybody is and how to move about around everybody. So once I got the shift ability, you know, I decided that I'm just gonna start like raining down on people. So like I'll get up high, be able to like look around and, you know, and mark who I need to mark.
Everybody.
Exactly. And then like slowly, like fucking Batman and all his fucking shows, slowly pick off the dudes, you know, one by one on the outside, and then slowly work my way in. And but no, that's what I mean. Like once I got the powers, I was able to play the game the way I wanted to play. But like my biggest issue when it comes to stealth games is I never know who's behind the corner. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I know this guy is gonna go back and forth over and over again, but I don't know if his buddy's right around the corner, and his buddy could be right around the corner. Nah, dude, I hate not knowing that shit. You like getting up top and just pinging everybody. You like pinging everybody, knowing where everybody is.
I don't know, man. But with this game, I feel like you only have to do that maybe like a few times until you fully understand each level. And then you're like, all right, I know exactly where this dude is. This dude is around the corner. You don't got to ping anymore at this point because like everybody's in the same fucking thing. I think that's where they're trying to get you at with this game at least. But like Dishonored games, they didn't even have a ping, bro. And that was the problem. I felt like I played way slower in Dishonored because they did not have a ping. Because of what you're talking about, not knowing the corner. So I have to peek and be like, all right, there is 2 guys right here. And I come back around and be like, all right, 3 more guys over here. All right, how the fuck I'm going to do this? But with this Deathloop, you can ping. And it's like, all right, now I kind of see where everybody is or whatever.
See, and a lot easier. What to kind of go back to what you were talking about with the game trying to pull you out of the way that, I traditionally play. Like that was one of the clicks, one of the like the light bulbs that went off. Is once I got the powers, once I got the powers, it clicked in my head that like, it's not just weapons that are in the same spot. It's people that are in the same spot. If you go back to the same area over and over again, they're all in the same spot. So like, all you really need to do is figure it out the first time. And then what areas you can go around to like either avoid everybody, or if you do end up getting a gunfight, now you've got a little bit more ammo on you. You can start fighting and blasting your way out of there. It's just in the beginning, I really didn't feel like I felt like I didn't have much control. And then once I started,
it's just funny that you were saying that, man, because like I felt like the double jump took you wherever the fuck you needed to go because you would mantle everything. So I was like, yo, you can get up literally anywhere. If you see something like a small ledge you think you can grab it. And then, or like a small little pole, he will grab that pole and stand on top of the pole. Like, what the like he literally mantles everything. So it felt like the whole thing was such a big fucking like sandbox prior to having the abilities. Like you can get anywhere. Yeah, open any window. Like it was weird. It felt so open.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's because it's one of those things where it's like it was still new at the time, and like I also didn't know, because I didn't know where everybody was. I wasn't 100% okay with just mantling everywhere and mantling on things because I didn't have any way to like cover myself if something went down. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until
probably where my bad.
There you go. Go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say this is probably where me playing Dishonored played a factor in this game. I'm just like, it's more fucking Dishonored. I know exactly how the game wants you to play. I know what they think, how they're thinking. Like these NPCs, bro, they don't look up. So if you kill somebody up top on a roof, that's the only person you got to worry about. No one else is looking up. So it's just like, what does it matter? This game is very violent too, by the way. This game is very violent.
It's extremely violent. Like, it's extremely violent.
Like if you don't have the machete, which is your default melee weapon in your hand, like if you're not out here just decapitating people and you just like silent killing people with just your hands, bro, he snaps your necks like in very violent ways, yo. It's crazy.
Yeah. It earns its mature rating. It earns the mature rating,
which is like Wolfenstein. That's Wolfenstein. That's Dishonored. Like I gotta really think about it. It's just like, yo, it's crazy seeing it in a different art style. You're like, oh shit, crazy.
So to hit the structure. Gameplay, it sounds like overall as far as overall gameplay, we're both giving it a sound. I'd say probably you give it a 10. I could concede to give it a 10. I could do it. I could do that. 10 out of 10 for gameplay. Aesthetics, the way the game looks, it to me, it's nothing to really write home about.
Yeah.
It looks good. Like I like the way it looks and the feel of the game and I guess aesthetics kind of also, to me, like the music plays a factor into the aesthetics. Like everything fits together, everything fits well, but I don't think that this is like pushing the boundaries, if that makes sense. It's not pushing things to the next level. So it's not like, using whatever engine it's using to the max potential that it could possibly use it. But everything looks good, everything fits well, the design, the character animations, all that stuff. I would probably give this a 9 out of 10.
Oh wow!
Only because, like I said, it's not pushing it. It's not pushing it. The next stage.
You gave it way higher than I was, man. I was gonna give it a 7, to be honest, at first. But at the music and like, I guess the tone, you're going for like the whole tone of the game of what they were trying to present.
Yeah.
I gave it like an 8. I gave it at least a 1 point higher than what I was originally going to give him, was based off of looks. And it's because like I'm not really into that 60s vibe. But once you said add the music, the sounds, the ambiance of the fucking game, they set out what they wanted, man, and it worked out, dude. As soon as the music kicks in, you're like, damn, yo, all right, you know, somebody has found you. You're hot boy right now. Everybody's staring at you, whatever. And then it slowly dies out.
My favorite thing in video games, dog. My favorite thing in video games, where like the sound cues, so that way you know shit is hot right now.
Yeah,
you gotta slow down. You gotta pull back. And once everything is good,
and it dies in a nice way.
It crescendos,
and you're like, oh, we're good. Everybody's like, all right, everybody forgot about me. Like literally forgot about me.
And every song that they play, like every battle song or fight song that they play, like I really enjoy. It's all like that. Yeah. That scat style of music, that scat jazz kind of music. It's I enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
I gave it an 8.
Looking at an 8, so that's a 9 and 8 for aesthetics.
A 10.
Game modes.
Gameplay. Yeah.
Have you had a chance?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, man, for me, game modes. I tried jumping into Mike right when we got the game. I don't think he was even there. I don't think he was done yet. I think he didn't even fight the computer Juliana at that point, so I couldn't jump in his game. I was in a queue for like a minute. Yeah. But like overall game modes, they're not pushing the boundaries of what a multiplayer is. Like we've seen this. Like I just said, like we compared it. I just compared it to like Dark Souls. Like we've seen this in games before. This has been done where you're playing a story mode and somebody can come in and just mess with you in your game. But the way they delivered it in this game was really nice, man. And what's I just thought about it right now, a really big positive I can pull from this. Arcane might be dabbling in the arts of a new multiplayer game somewhere down the line. I just thought about that. And that would be fucking kind of cool. Holy shit. That'd be kind of fucking cool. But overall, I mean, the game mode isn't very impressive, but in this game, it is a fun thought that somebody can come in and ruin your day. And for that, I would give them an 8. I'll give them another 8. Man.
How would you compare the two? Because I haven't done any of the Juliana stuff. The Juliana stuff just to me didn't sound interesting. Just because like I'm more fascinated with the story of Black Reef. Yeah. And breaking the loop and all that kind of stuff. So I'm only really interested in Colts. I probably will never go back and play Juliana's. How would you compare the two modes? Like do you prefer one over the other? Or
I would say so. Full disclosure, every item that you accompany spending your residium, you get to use as Juliana to take with you going in. With the added power that you get to look like any NPC. She already has that like in stock. You're good. You already have that. Every weapon or anything that you already spent your residium on playing as Colt, you do get to bring over as Juliana. Because they gave me the little loading screen just like that. But I can change my loadout, whatever. I couldn't actually get into a game. But I'm thinking in my head, I will only really want to play Juliana, like for real. I mean, I'll probably just jump in just to see and mess with somebody, but I would only go in somewhere that you're very familiar with. You know what I mean? So know the lay of the land. You know what he's about to do. You're like, man, when I was right here, I was probably going this way. And you're looking like he didn't kill any of these people yet. So he must be going that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know exactly what that person is thinking in that game. So you can kind of mess with them, bro. And that's what I'm saying. If that other person, it's like a cat and mouse game. If that other person knows the map, he knows like that NPC is always there. He's, I don't need to kill him. But guess what? That NPC is me, bro. I know you don't have to kill me. It's me. And I can just like come out and then like, I want to, like, the thought of it sounds really fun. Right? Yeah. But I haven't played it to actually like, I take my ranking back, bro. I can't rank the game modes. I didn't even play the other game mode. I can't do it yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
I'll give you an update down the line.
All right, cool.
I tried to, Mike. I tried to jump in your game. I couldn't get in there. I tried to load up again, and then it just didn't do it. So I just kept playing as Colt, and I was like, I'm waiting for somebody to invade me. I haven't seen any of it. I haven't seen any of the multiplayer, bro. I'm waiting for it. Kill me. I don't care. I just gotta see it.
3 people.
Crazy, man.
Pop into my game.
You fight him?
So the first one I did. The first one I was on my way to get the. I was on my way on the doctor side. Say what?
Here's this. So if you did not fight him, were you able to sneak away?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You were able to disarm
the first
thing
time
and make it out.
The first time I was, and I think it's because the dude didn't know what he was doing. The person, whoever was playing, didn't know what they were doing, and because they were just gunning for me, like they were just trying to come in, like they were just trying to come after me, and they weren't doing a very good job of just coming after me. I shifted around a couple times. They were to get away. I got away from them. The first time I was able to get away. The second time I was able to get away. The third time, and this is what I was talking about before we had all those tech issues. I was sneaking around an area. I was backing up, didn't realize that there was a ledge right behind me, fell off the ledge, tried to go back, reabsorb my residium that I lost from falling off the ledge, accidentally fell off the ledge again.
Oh no.
So I went back, the third time I went back, I was able to get all my residium, get all my pieces and stuff back. And I'm wandering, I'm walking out, trying to head out.
Walking it.
I'm like, all right, fuck this. I'm gonna end this loop. I'm gonna use the residium that I have. I'm gonna infuse what I want to infuse and what I can infuse and just call it a day. As I'm walking back, the fucking alarm goes off and it says Juliana's on the hunt. And I was like, son of a bitch. Yeah, so I started freaking out. I was like, fuck,
can't get any worse.
I was like, I don't know how to get around this. And of course, the map that I was on, if I remember correctly, the map that I was on, the area where the tower,
the
antenna,
where
the antenna. Yeah, the area where the antenna was on the opposite side of where the exit was. And so I had to bolt over to where the thing was. Mind you, there's still guys around here because I didn't fight anybody that was around me or whatever. I was trying to avoid them. So as I'm running, they all start seeing me. They start trying to shoot at me. I'm losing health. They can alert her
too, right?
Yeah,
they can alert her. That, yeah, that's crazy.
And so they start shooting at me. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get fucking killed. And so I'm running. I finally get over to the antenna. I'm putting the shit into the antenna. I look up. There's Juliana. Jumps off the ledge and kills me.
I wonder.
I lost it all. I was really upset.
I wonder if they see where you have to go to disarm that thing, and they can just camp that. Because I didn't even think about that.
No, they do.
That's kind of whack, bro. That's a terrible tactic. That makes it better for you. If you know, then you got to be extra cautious. Like, I know you're around here. Yeah.
But in that moment,
I would have been hurt. I would have been very hurt.
Oh,
the two ledges too. The two ledges probably like
That's what pissed me off. A little bit too. That's what pissed me off. That's where I was like,
because I would have had a chance to come back and kill you.
Exactly. I would have been fine. You wouldn't even have got me.
You're lucky I ran out of quarters. I had to walk away.
Oh man.
Yo.
So having participated in the other side, I think the other game modes are pretty cool, and from what I've heard, they're pretty cool. Of course, I haven't played them, so I'm not gonna, I don't feel right ranking it. And then finally, the last one is obviously overall quality of the game. So the game overall, Brandon, where are you sitting at?
I'm gonna give this game a 9, man. I'm gonna give it a 9. Strong 9. I like it a lot. It's really fun. I can see me not giving it a full 10, saying it's like a really, really good game. You should definitely play it. It is a really, really good game. And it's me not saying, I don't want to say perfect, because like I feel like there's no perfect game out there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give it like a full 10 to say it's like quote unquote a masterpiece. The only reason I wouldn't give it a full 10 is just because I feel like I can fall into the same category of what Dishonored did to me. Whereas like this game was really good. I beat the first one, the second one. It was just like, this game is really good. Like I would score this game, 10 out of 10, but there's something about it of where I'm just falling off. I just fall off of it and I don't go back. And I don't know why that would affect the 10 aspect of it, but it does to me.
Well, it's appealing. So, I mean, it's like the draw nature
like what's drawing me
game.
Back in.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it took the same exact game to it made me think about jumping back in. Because after if I do want to beat Deathloop very much. Like while I'm here, I'm very infatuated with the game, bro. Like I love this game. Like I keep thinking about it, and it makes me want to play other first-person shooters. It makes me want to play Call of Duty more and stuff. But it makes me think about Dishonored too. Like, dang, I should go back and just play it, man. That sounds kind of fun too. So I don't know. I give it a 9. It's a really good game. You should, if you like sneaking around first person, or just like really murdery stuff, but at the same time you like kind of like Legend of Zelda kind of vibes of like going back, or Metrovania, going back to do stuff after you just acquired an item, knowing you can go back here. I don't know. It's a good time, man. It's a really good game. I give it a 9. What about you, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go above and go full 10. And reason why, like it clicked, another click moment. The Metroidvania-ness of it all. For me personally, when Metroidvania games, like when that style of game like works for me, it works for me. And I love the idea, and that's why I want to go back and play 12 minutes, because 12 minutes is a similar idea where like the knowledge that you have from the previous playthrough carries over to the next playthrough. Because obviously, you're trying to investigate. We completely went over this, but in the beginning of the game, Colt wakes up with amnesia. He has no idea why he's on Black Reef, what was going on, and so what you're doing is you're learning the story of why Colt was on Black Reef. What is his relationship with all these people? What is his relationship with Juliana? And you're learning that as you're relearning, as you the player, and Colt, as you're relearning the map, the area, the characters, the powers, the abilities. I love
the self-awareness of the game. I mean, that being part of the dialogue and the story of the game is like really cool to me. I don't know. He's just like, what the fuck is happening? I did this before. What are you talking about? It's just like, you're right. I've never done it before. What are you talking about? But
the self-awareness is so crazy. It's down to the point where, so when I first, back when you stream, I think you were streaming it, and I was playing alongside you during that stream or whatever. I was not paying attention at all to what I was doing during that game. And when I went to go back to it, I was like, shit, like I don't really know what's going on. I'm not really understanding the story. And yeah, you can read the map, read the things or whatever, but I want to get back immersed. I want to feel like I'm really part of this world. And so I was like, let me just restart it and reset everything or whatever. So I reset the game. I go to the entrance where you put the code in to go into all the tunnels or whatever. And I remembered the code from the last, my last run. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'll just put this code in. It was wrong. I was like, no shot. I picked up, you go over there, you pick up the hack-a-majig or whatever, and the hack-a-majig fucking, the note on the back, completely different fucking code. I said, this is wild. The game itself is even like, a whole like loop in of itself.
Nah, bro, you forgot.
Yeah, you forgot. Like you completely forgot. Like you can't even like, even though what's going on, you
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like it's. Yeah, no, I definitely give it a 10. Everything for me, all the pieces definitely fit together. Yes, I know I said that the aesthetically, like, I think, if I remember, aesthetically it wasn't everything, everything that it could be or whatever, or not pushing the boundaries, all that kind of stuff or whatever. But I don't think you necessarily need that to be, an overall like 10 out of 10 game. If y'all haven't played it already, go definitely check it out. RGG recommends that game strongly. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time.
Stamp.
That's where we put the stamp.
Approved. RGG approved. That's what it was.
That's where we'd have like the stamp coming.
Boom.
That's it, man. Those are the games that we've played in September. Let us know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of this. Of course, I'm sorry that we had some technical difficulties halfway through. This is our first like legitimate one. This is our first legitimate like review where we've had, multiple games to play, multiple things to talk about, and we were kind of all over the place. Thank you for bearing with us.
We're hoping for many more. We're hoping for many more, and hopefully we get better as we do it.
Exactly. So thank y'all for bearing with us. Twitch chat, y'all are some saints and some legends. I appreciate all of y'all. YouTubers, I fucking love you guys too. Subscribe, like. Brandon, take us out.
Everybody, subscribe and like our video. If you have anything to say, any games you recommend us try, put that in the comments down below, please. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. And if you're not here on the next stream, Disowned. Out of here. Disowned.
This has been youtube.com/RegularGamnGuys. We'll catch y'all next.